What a performance last night from Kyrie Irving. The Nets with that road court advantage. Kyrie can play on the road. 50 points on 19 shots is amazing. In the paint, in transition, behind the arc. It didn't matter. He showed why he might be the most skillful player who's ever lived. Take a listen to what, I didn't say the best player, the most skillful. Take a listen to what KD had to say postgame.
I've been saying it. It's pure. Everything he does is pure. You know, it looks so easy tonight. I look up, he got 10 points, and it felt like he only took 2 shots, the first quarter. And I told Seth, I'm like, damn, I didn't know he had it cooking like that. He led us all night, hit big shots when we needed to, and it was just a incredible performance. Like, it's something you got to, like, younger players, you should watch this game to learn what it takes to score at that level. For him to score that easy, that was just a masterclass.
When you get called pure by the purest scorer maybe ever in KD, who makes it look so easy, Chiney Ogwumike, our resident basketball star, my God. Chiney, Kyrie once again showed why he's one of the best shows in sports, period. What does last night's performance mean for the Nets?
It means everything. This was a team that really was number one when KD was out there, but now they're fighting for their life, fighting to be in the play-in or hopefully wiggle their way up to the playoffs. And I think that performance is vintage Kyrie Irving. You saw how his face was just, all right, let's hoop. And that's the same type of competitor that we all fell in love with come 2016, Game 7 versus the Warriors, delivering a championship alongside LeBron James to Cleveland. That's the Kyrie we've been waiting for. That sensational score, not just off the dribble in isolation, but more importantly, getting a much-needed win for his squad. It's been a frustrating season, but at least the Nets can feel good that part of the time, we might have a shot.
He's the only guard other than Michael Jordan ever to have X number of 50-point games on 75% from the floor. He's 6 feet tall, 6'1", whatever, 6'2". 75% from the floor? 75%? His layup package.
He's taller than you, Max.
Yeah, that's true. His layup package, the handles, the skill for skill, he may be the most skillful player ever, but the wisdom in terms of when to deploy those skills, right? Chiney, I've always thought of him as a clutch player. Is there any doubt he can be the best version of himself when the games matter most this year?
Yeah, if he's able to play at home, right? Because the games will matter most at home and away consistently during the playoffs. And I think that's the hardest thing if you're a Nets fan or even one of his teammates. Like, you see the glimpses of what can be possible. You're just hoping that the world circumstances outside of your control changes so that you can win a championship. So, yeah, if he's able to play come the playoffs, it's Kyrie's world because he feels like he's that guy at the end that can take a shot, even when you have LeBron James or KD next to you. So, the Nets, I think it's great that we're talking about them overall, but really circumstances have to change if they really want to compete.
You got your crystal ball polished and ready to go, Chiney, because I want you to look into it. Predict the future for me, if you will. Chiney, take a listen to what KD said post-game on how Ben Simmons should handle his return to Philly.
That's one of those things he's going to have to experience for himself. I can't go over there and nobody's going to hold his hand. I'm sure it's going to be some personal attacks, but that's just how fans are. They want to get under our skin. But at the end of the day, we realize that life is amazing. We play the game of basketball for a living, and a little bit of trash talk is what it is.
All right, so that's what KD had to say about Simmons' return to Philly. Chiney, what does your crystal ball tell us about what will happen in Philly tomorrow night?
In my crystal ball, if we heard about a week ago what Danny Green had said about what Philly's going to be like, Philly's going to have a lot of fun, even if Ben Simmons just shows up on the bench. So, yeah, we're going to hear a lot of interesting things. All I say is, Philly, please be cordial. Please be cordial when it pertains to sports. But when it comes to the matchup, I mean, this is going to be a James Harden, Joel Embiid field day because it's going to be heightened emotions. And what I have seen so far, yes, we just got a 50-point performance from Kyrie Irving, but what I have seen is Joel Embiid constantly inserting himself into the conversation as a favorite for MVP, and James Harden also playing motivated as that duo has yet to win a championship and the other duo has not. So it's going to be super petty, but it will be stellar performances from stars on both sides. Just not Ben Simmons at this time.
One thing I haven't heard discussed a lot, and you heard KD talking about Ben Simmons, there's no stopping KD. But if you had to choose a player to put on him to do the best possible job, it's Ben Simmons. And the team that could maybe compete against them was Philly, and KD don't have to even think about that anymore. That dude's on his side. You can sick him on the other guy. That's the great Chiney Ogwumike. Thanks, Chiney, as always.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.